Cuando compites contra los mejores, tienes que subir el nivel. Por este motivo hemos invertido $100 millones en nuestras fábricas. Hemos contratado a los mejores para examinar cualquier variable posible y conseguir que la Chrome Tour sea más larga, veloz y más consistente que la Pro V1. Pero el objetivo no fue simplemente competir, sino ganar. Y ya estamos preparados. Pruébala y entenderás por qué Chrome Tour es el nuevo oro en rendimiento.
Tony, Finau, 1 under 69. Tony, just talk us through your round a bit.
Yeah, I thought overall it was a nice round. I hit a lot of fairways over the last couple of days, so this is a golf course you can only score if you're hitting from the fairway, so I was happy with that. I did hit a couple more loose drives today than I did yesterday, but overall was happy with the way I struck the golf ball, and 2 solid days so far.
How'd the course maybe play different from yesterday?
Yeah, it's definitely starting to firm out. There's no question. The wind got a little swirly on the back 9. I thought it was really hard to hit it close on any hole. Light and variable, a caddy's nightmare. So it was only blowing 3 to 5 miles an hour, but it seemed to be swirling. So you kind of just hit when you felt like you were ready. But overall, it was again, I think two solid days I put together.
We're gonna go here on our bed.
Mate, when you visited the ice cream stand at 12, did you think birdie was an option?
Ice cream stand on 12?
Well, when you were right in front of the ice cream shop there, out there.
Oh, yeah,
and then you
yeah.
end up making
yeah,
birdie.
that. No, I hit a provisional. I didn't know it was that far left. I hit a pretty big hook, so luckily I had a shot. I hooked it over by the green and was just looking to make 4 somehow. And sometimes it's just crazy. I hit the putt off the green and it got on the green and got within 6 feet. And I'm like, wow, I think I just made it. So I definitely didn't think I was going to make birdie there, but that was a nice bonus.
It felt like you were trying to play, quote unquote, somewhat aggressive though out there still, despite how hard it was. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, there were some pins today that I thought the short side was actually where the green was. And so for that reason, I thought there were some holes that I can hit at. And I was okay being short-sided because that was the uphill shot. So I will say, I will agree with that as far as being aggressive. I thought because I was playing from the fairway, there were some pins that I was like, okay, we talked about it before the round and said, these are pins that are pretty much green lights. The short side is actually missing to the opposite side because that shot was going to bring in the other side and the other miss. So I thought my caddy and I have done a good job so far just preparing and knowing when to hit at flags and when not to.
On the left, Ryan, and then Brian.
Tony, a lot was made coming into the week about the wiregrass and the variability of hitting the ball in there, whether you have a good lie, not a good lie, or whatnot. Compared to what you play on the PGA Tour regularly, where it's the thick rough, but you know what you're going to kind of get when you get in there, do you have a preference to one or the other in terms of what you'd rather be playing and testing yourself in?
Yeah, well, I think if you hit it in the rough enough out here, the rough is the sand and the bushes, you're going to get some bad breaks, you're going to get some good breaks. So I mean, I guess it might play in your favor if you only hit it in a couple times like I did out there today. I was fortunate to have a lie to get it up on the green. Most of the time when you're hitting it out of the rough, you're probably not going to hit the green. So I guess maybe your chances are a little higher here of having a shot, but I wouldn't recommend hitting in it. You know, I like hitting from the fairway, so that's the goal every time I tee off.
Right here on the left, Brian.
Hey, Tony, on the greens, do you feel like you can be aggressive putting to the holes, or is it more of a defensive position where they're cut and how they're rolling?
Yeah, definitely not as aggressive as I'm used to being when I'm hitting putts, for sure. Even the uphill putts, they're up until about 3 feet past the hole, then it's back down. So you can't, I don't think you're ever really super comfortable being aggressive on any putt. But that's, when they say it's the toughest test of golf, I think that's what you can expect. You know, you know it's going to be grueling every day, and it doesn't matter what hole it is, it's going to be tough out here. So, so far I've been up for the challenge.
Front right here, Frank.
Yeah, both you and Ludwig today have had pretty solid rounds for this week. There's kind of a two-part here. How do you maintain focus, like I say, if you hit it in the native area and you're coming up against a clump of wiregrass? And then have you noticed anything about how Ludwig's been playing and his focus and how he recovers?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever played with him, and the guy's like a machine, you know, from what I saw. You know, I obviously am focused on what I'm doing and playing my game, but he hit a lot of fairways and a lot of greens, and he sure makes it look, you know, pretty easy. So as far as me, you know, I think again, we had a game plan going in. You got to hit fairways out here, and I've done a good job of that so far, and that's what I'll be looking to do over the next couple of days to give myself a chance to win.
Appreciate the time, Tony. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
Hay un nuevo líder en rendimiento en el segmento de bolas Tour. Chrome Tour es más rápida, más consistente, más larga que la Pro V1. Pruébala tú mismo. Entenderás por qué Chrome Tour es el nuevo oro en rendimiento.